You guys know I've been the biggest Tru3Ta1ent fan ever since his channel was created, ever since its inception. I recognize that he's the best player of all time, not even killer player. This guy mastered both roles. His level is so high up above the rest that it's hard to even see him, right? I'm even surprised that there are survivors in this game that can go against him, you know, that are on the same MMR as Tru3Ta1ent. He is the self-proclaimed, and I mean, there's just hard evidence of it, the 0.1% killer player in the server. Every match he plays, he goes against competitive players abusing cheats or filters, I don't know what you guys call it these days, and he decided that he was done facing the same sweat, the same unimaginable level of players that he goes against. And he decided to take a peek at what a survivor content creator's life looks like. Naturally, he created a new account because that's what every single survivor YouTuber does. The MMR system is flawless. Good players only go against good players in this game, so obviously he had to create a new account. And he decided that it was not enough to just experience it. No, Tru3Ta1ent being the silly little guy that he is, he was gonna poke a little fun at them, you know? Kick the beehive and see the survivor mains all start crying about it. And he made a very accurate impression of what a survivor content creator sounds like.
Yeah, that looks like YouTube stuff. Completely oblivious on how to follow. And she lost me again. That's why you do the funny noises like, I'm over here, look, I'm over here, come at me. Wait. Won't know how to do this, nope. Yep, this looks like YouTube shit. Where? I'm over here, whoa, silly, what am I supposed to do this? Whoa, okay, at least she knows that.
And just by looking at this video, you have a clear picture of what survivor content on YouTube looks like. It is exactly this. Facing baby killer as default Claudette, crouching next to Shack pallet. Like, I didn't get that tech. True, maybe you can explain that one to me. Also, I cut out the parts where he's holding check spots against a 5-hour pig player. And honestly, this is just a great video. I'm glad someone is finally breaking the silence and exposing these survivor players for creating new accounts to make videos against 5-hour pig players, because that's very entertaining. And this would be the end of the story, but this reminded me of something that I've been meaning to talk about when it comes to Tru3Ta1ent that I never really put the time into talking about it. And I think this speaks volumes about the DBD community as a whole. Is that true? He's a very polarizing figure in the DBD community. Tru is known for engaging with trolls, people that are literally just trying to make him angry, and he's indulging into it and actually responding to the trolls and getting angry at the trolls. And slowly over time, or I mean, ever since I started playing DBD, Tru, at least in my circle, is seen as just a lolcow, and he's always on the defensive. Anything anyone says about him is a direct attack, and he never takes things lightly at all. I'm sure he's not going to take this video lightly either. And I mean, I honestly can't even blame him. At this point, I can't even imagine what it's like for Tru3Ta1ent, because even though I am a content creator myself, I haven't reached nowhere near the heights that Tru3Ta1ent has. And depending on what kind of person you are, you're not going to have the patience to deal with people constantly saying stuff about you. And I would think that if your job is to be a content creator, you would know how to deal with that kind of stuff without making people want to, troll you even more. But I don't know what it's like for him. And that's something I talk about all the time. I don't know what it's like having people constantly berate me with insults and offend my skill and stuff. But I really do think that the only reason people do it to Tru3Ta1ent so much is because of the way he stands. For a long time, I even thought that he was a troll himself. I thought that he was doing it on purpose. The way he reacts to things, the way he reads into things, like someone saying that the MMR system is inaccurate, which is the whole point of this video, by the way. I'm going to talk about this later. He sees this as people being like, yeah, no, you suck. You are not good. You just go against bad players. When it has nothing to do with you. It's just the way the game is. So I really understand being on the defensive after so many years of people doing this shit to you. But the main problem is that he gives it attention. He doesn't know how to make jokes about it or separate himself from the drama without taking it too personally. Anyway, I'm not here to psychoanalyze Tru3Ta1ent, okay? What I want to talk about is how he managed to create this gigantic cult following. Like Tru3Ta1ent maxed out his charisma and he just goes around speech 100ing everyone into believing the most unbelievable things ever, even when there's hard proof against it. I'm gonna quote a thing that happened in the past. I don't fully remember it, and I'm not gonna like research it too much, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I'm sure you guys will. Hens made a video where he went on a 10-game win streak playing perkless, powerless trapper, and there was this whole drama around it that Hens de-ranked off stream to be able to do something like that. And back then, Tru3Ta1ent, I mean, ever since MMR was put into the game, Tru3Ta1ent has proclaimed himself as this top MMR monster that only goes against highly competitive players. So anytime anyone tries to imply that the MMR system is maybe not as accurate as he says it is, he's the only one that does, him and Zebedee9, I guess, he goes on the super defensive and he starts throwing out these wild accusations of, you know, people deranking off stream, and he alludes to it. He alludes to the fact that maybe they deranked off stream. He never outright says it. And that's exactly what he's doing in this video, I think, allegedly. He's saying that every single Survivor content creator either deranks their accounts or they create smurf accounts to be able to go against the bad players, because that is the only reason that it's even remotely possible to defend the MMR system when there's so much proof that it's not very good. And his audience just devoured it. They ate it up like a whole hamburger. When I started reading the comments expecting people to be like, yeah, like, true, I'm not sure they create new accounts. That seems like a little too much work. No, people are sure that that's what happens. When they get a competent killer, they do some stuff to throw the game and claim they aren't trying, just so they can die and get sent down in MMR. Hell, I've seen streamers throw against killers like this intentionally, and they have the audacity to say MMR doesn't exist. This is one of the most on-point openings of a true video he's ever done. The sweet cherry on top is, it's always a pig. I noticed this too, lol. Some of the YouTube Survivor mains definitely smurf. We just found what the DBD tech is. Smurf accounts. So it seems like not only Tru is catching on to it, but he's also showing his audience what the reality is behind Survivor YouTube content. This is not the biggest scope in the history of mankind. And hey, I'm not even sure what I expect making a video like this, to be honest. This is just really funny. It's really funny. And also the voices and the like funny sounds you made, Tru3Ta1ent, you usually do something in the game to go with it. You don't just throw out the noises. I don't even use sound effects in my videos and I barely edit them, but I usually do the funny sounds when I, you know, do something funny in the game. I do the laugh when I do something funny in the game. Not when I'm holding check spots against the 10-hour pig player. But hey, that's just a theory.
Where? I'm over here. Oh, you might get me. Oh, you little bastard! Where? Clicky. Oh, you little bastard! Like YouTube shit, right?